It is way too much damage. Stop him with the block! He fell charge.
Oh, and he found
wow.
Wow.
Oh,
and he gets out!
Somewhere there's a covert muffin just applauding this scene.
Holy crap.
Oh man, this is gonna come down to execution in the final escape, isn't it?
Sure is.
Every scene
Our
does.
favorite phrase.
Hello everyone and welcome to another match of the Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition Randomizer Standard Race Mode Balanced Clues Forestries Competitive Pool 2021 tournament. Today Fluffy and the Dew will be fighting in this lower bracket round 4 match for their continuing tournament survival. I'm Xemsis and I'm joined by Poogle today to commentate today's match. And what a match it's going to be, isn't that right, Poogle?
I would say we're both excited. By how fast you're talking, I think that speaks for itself.
Yes, indeed. This is going to be one exciting match. Did you seed number 5 versus Fluffy seed 13? Both very long-standing members of the rando community and long-standing rando runners, even though they have not yet fought in any tournament match, from what I know, neither in this tournament or previous. And we had some time to talk to our runners, right, Poogle?
That we did. Talked a bit to Fluffy before we got started today. Actually, one of the people in this tournament who enjoys charge jump starts. I completely agree. They're great. Fight me. Except, well, Fluffy won against me to fight Dedew, so he's already got that handled. He really does like charge jump starts. Does not like grenade bash starts. If I'm remembering correctly, Dedew said he didn't like grenade jump starts either? Grenade bash starts, my bad.
Yeah, Bashnate, not really a favorite amongst most of our runners that you included. Did you hasn't been too happy with how he was playing execution-wise and with him forgetting skills in the last few matches, but he has been putting practice in playing 3 to 4 seeds every day since his last match, and is very happy with his current form. He will be a bit more thorough this time because, you know, Fluffy and his Fluffy way includes a lot of checking, especially in the early and mid game. So he does not want to get randoed by that, especially with this tournament still being in the best of 1 stage here. Only one more win and any of our two runners here will be out. And that's both true for this and the next match they potentially can do. So being a bit on the safer side here. And the Dew really wants a double jump seed today, and I can agree with that.
I mean, hey, it's wall interaction, right?
Indeed, double jump wall interaction, best wall interaction, and I'm pretty sure both of our runners would be fine if that was the only form of wall interaction we are going to see. Let's get a bit of a heads up to our runners as we kinda get ready for this match. Poogle, what kind of seed do you want to see today?
Honestly, I would also really like to see a double jump seed. It seems like double jump, considering it's not necessarily required, is just somewhere a lot of the time, and runners aren't really able to utilize that. So I would like also to see it too.
Yeah, true, there's only a single check in our entire standard logic that really requires double jump. So that has been and can be buried basically everywhere, but it looks like we are good to go. Our runners loading in, skipping the prologue. Game is saved, and with this we are off. And what is the first pickup going to be, Poogle?
Probably like climb or something. I don't know. It's not a wall starved seed, so I can see wall interaction being super. Oh, okay. Never mind. We have one of the best skills as our first pickup in the game. Even we have dash, which means we get to go fast right off the bat. It also means that out of logic, once our runners get charge dash, they can break blue plants, and that's really nice because sometimes, well, your blue plant breakage can be more buried than your wall interaction, and that's saying something.
Yes, indeed, and this is also already the necessary wall bracket for the final escape. So our runner's probably super happy getting Dash first pickup right here. Both on Siren now, Fluffy being a bit ahead because Dudu was collecting experience but then missing the Dash glide into the Science zone. There will be a lot of these minor execution lead changes in the early game, I would assume, since, well, most of the time you do not get the Dash on the literal first pickup, so you do not get quite a bit of practice in. And so far it has been Dash and Glide, and well, there is some interesting stuff going up. Let's see if we get a Windmill start. No, we get the Grotto teleporter, and this is an extremely funny start right here.
That's a heck of a start. Fluffy's gonna take this save, accidentally gets the door cutscene, is gonna make sure to get around this. Oh, getting hit by the fish. Wants to check what this pickup is under the water. Not gonna be in logic. So this'll be real interesting if this ends up being something, and it is a health cell. You know what? That's really nice to see early game. Especially when everything can basically kill you, even in the early areas, and we're going directly into Grotto first, which is interesting.
Yes, indeed. The Dew putting up that save anywhere, skipping the bridge cutscene, while skipping it itself isn't in logic. Getting over here sure is with Grotto TP, Dash and Glide, and gets a nice level up. Can be able to skip the Gumo freeing cutscene as well. Very nice. This will give us 2 threats, and indeed it was progression. Warmth returned behind Gumo. No, just kidding. We got a fancy background. That's all of it. But now there is really just this out of logic underwater pickup here that you can check really quick because he had those 2 energy opened that earlier, and now there is a few more hanging pickups all around Grotto here, and there are some really not so fun checks. There's the mapstone below here where that you can fall into and get that if you want to, and then there's also left side Grotto where Fluffy is going right now, and did you R-ing out wants to keep that mega health, will need to re-teleport over to Grotto and take a second dip over. Let us see where our actual progression is. Fluffy not quite happy with having dropped down so early, will take an intentional death to be able to also recheck those left side and the hanging XP. So let's see here, has the possibility to go all the way left down through the crushers and get that ability cell, or just do some of these hanging checks, and so far it's all been nothing.
Yeah, Dedu has taken that save right above to see if there's anything that he wants to just go that way instead, and it looks like the only thing that's in logic left is the ability cell all the way down here.
Yes, indeed. So that you sadly falling down here will not be allowed to get the underwater check out of the way while being here. But there is one more check indeed, right here. Glide unlocks this because you can just glide across. And there is wall jump. And 4 minutes in, we finally have a skill. We actually can do something and check some stuff off. And I think that you is now gonna head over and either do another teleport, but way more probably, yes, he will head into backward. Let's see if he can get the stack. No, Mrs. Dash Glide still able to get this cutscene skip and skip the slow zone on the second pass through. Off to Blackroot we go.
Now, Fluffy's gonna have to go back for that. Gonna get that mega health. Going to get this map stone. Immediately alts are out and is gonna have to go back down again.
Yup, Grotto start with Glide and potential air dash. It's just normal dash right now, but air dash has the same effect.
Oh, I like this from Fluffy.
Oh,
So
he's
Fluffy's
heading
gonna-
over for
Yep.
long flippers. Yes, I like that.
So
I agree.
Fluffy is going to take this Mega Health, which isn't going to be in Logic, because Mega Health and Mega Energies are never actually going to be in Logic, in Standard Logic. Going to take this and go check this Long Flippers pickup. Now, we don't know when the heck this is going to be a thing. It is an ability cell, which is going to keep... Might not come into play now, but if Plant Breakage is kind of buried, it's one step further to that Charge Dash, to all of that stuff. And he is gonna, because he has to, go back to Grotto, where he will eventually pick up Wall Jump to join Dedu in Blackroot. To do what we've actually started calling in this community ever since the last tournament that Fluffy had been in, the Fluffy opening, which is to immediately go into Blackroot.
Yeah, funnily enough, Fluffy is actually the person here who does not get the opportunity to do the Fluffy way, because his Rs just haven't found the right pickup quite yet, and he really needs that wall jump on the ability set. There's basically nothing he could do short of farming for XP from respawning enemies for about 50 minutes to get a charge dash and do something else, and I don't think we will be seeing that in a race ever. So Fluffy basically just has to go down right here, fall to the left, and do not enter right side. Do not go over go. Do not collect 200 V-Bucks, please. Underwater, there's just another pickup. Alt Rs again will have to go back again. Oh, I think he forgot about the pickup existing, opening the map. That's never a good sign for our runners. Yeah, there is that one pickup that we saw the Dew, but this is a bit unfortunate. Let's hope race nerds do not get into the way of Fluffy finding that for too long.
Yeah. We have found the 2 keystones on Dedew's side that are required in order to get into the left side of Blades. Well, middle-ish side of Blades. Spirit Caverns is technically the left side of Blades. But we will now see Dedew. Okay, Dedew's now going to take that long flippers swim, see if he will keep that ability set. Looks like he will, which is nice.
Yeah, a bit of hesitation there.
Down.
But we have this dash start, right? And air dash and C dash, both very important to have for optimizing your movement, and both really hungry on those ability sets. So I'm not surprised at all that he decides to keep that and does indeed take the. What is it with dash? Like 10 seconds to keep that ability set? I think that's worthy in the early game. And we're finding Storm. Now that's kind of interesting where that could lead us progression-wise.
Well, I mean, that means grenade tree is accessible. You know, actually logically, and not the multiple variations of totally not logic that we normally use to break in there. Conveniently, a map stone right next to the map pedestal, which gives Dedew his first additional health cell.
Yes, and as you mentioned, this actually allows the let's go all the way to grenade tree if we want to opening here. I would actually be kinda surprised if Dedew went for that before having air dash and the ability sets to skip the cutscene, because let's be honest, the dash glide way of getting through the lasers isn't the most fun of ways. Well, let's see where he goes. There are a lot of options. There's the double jump tree, there's all of Swamp, and it looks like Fluffy has found the way. Will indeed glide over here, has his wall jump. Alright, GG Fluffy. Let's get back on the track. I think Fluffy will be heading right into Blackroot as is tradition for him, and can now get on the way with this race too. Only has one ability set, so this will delay his air dash because he kinda has to go purple tree or red tree here to skip this entry cutscene, and will have to spend another ability point in Blackroot later. So that's gonna be a bit of a delay on that air dash, but hopefully not too bad. Meanwhile, Dedew heading back into Blackroot, and it seems like we're actually gonna see an early grenade tree here.
It's in logic, and it's not a bad check. Now, I like the fact that Fluffy grabbed Quick Flame, because as Fluffy is a controller player, it's just a little bit of extra feels good kind of thing with Quick Flame. So it's not a bad decision, personally. It does, however, delay that air dash, delay that charge dash.
Especially with us having that augment on the charge dash in front in shape of the Storm, that might come into play, because charge dash and Storm suddenly gives you 0 energy cost blue breakage instead of 1 energy cost blue breakage, and that's quite the difference to be made, especially with all these plan checks that I are. Dedew, meanwhile, heading over to the teleporter, might just check the border XP and go left, might also decide to go into Grotto from here. Nope, he's going back towards Grenade Tree, can now head down into lower Blackroot, not quite Lost Grove yet, but still the lower area of Blackroot. I would assume he might even place, yeah, will kill the Frog, he plays it safe, and probably get the checks to the right out of the way. There is a check inside the lasers as well as a check after the lasers, both of which that you can get in various areas. Oh no, the laser is instant kill. Don't jump into that.
Also,
Dilly.
if the dude does manage his experience correctly, he's almost at a level, and these frogs do give a good amount. If he wants to manipulate his experience correctly, he can just open the grenade door by using a time level up to kill the frog on the other side of the door. And
Oh, no, but
again, that's not
did you
logic.
see what
but-
just happened
Ooh,
there?
No!
The
Oh, like-
slime goop on the wall, throwing the two off the wall jump. That's just extremely rude right there. So, yeah. These laser shakes costing the dude a bit of time so far, but he has a comfortable lead from the early game and gets the health drops which allow him to reach this side, stomping on the bounce pad for extra height, and gets his 54 experience. He does not want to keep that. Will now open up the save anywhere, head into left side of this lower Blackroot area, maybe farm some extra XP, maybe just go through. I don't know yet. The dude definitely knows how he wants to route this. Now dash gliding over here. Who am I kidding? You don't need air dash for this to be comfortable, and can now maybe place an extra save and get the extra check, or just dash glide into here, gets his air dash from the grenade tree level up, and is on a good way, yeah?
Is going to go back for that over here, especially now that he does have air dash from that level up. Fluffy, meanwhile, getting through, has the dash tree, did not do the cutscene skip at the dash tree because he at the time did not have any ability points for it. We are going to see our third tree on the... Yes! Oh, I'm so happy, Zem. Do you see what I see with that clue about the Sunstone?
Forlorn progression. Alright. We did ask Jamal to hide some key progression before the race, and it seems like we are already seeing the effect. Sunstone is in Forlorn today. We're gonna see all 3 dungeons. The only thing that can make this better now is a water rain in Horror.
Now... Oh goodness, and by that mouse movement, I'm not sure if Dedew's all that happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, Sunstone and Fallen is one of those things great for the viewers. Runners probably won't like it, right? Especially with the Fallen TP being able to give the runner an advantage from just lucking into it instead of following the clues, scoring the zone areas. So there are 2 entrants into Fallen, and both would totally work out with the skills that our runners can technically full clear the area, thanks to having Stomp. So it's only about finding Gumon Seal, not worrying about this being grenade locked or something, but still, it's not an area you want to be in.
Okay, when I was joking about the race, about before the race, the Forlorn Health Cell having something progression-wise, I wasn't being serious, but this is so good.
I agree. I am super stoked for this. Let's see if Dedue wants to thread the needle. No, will not thread the needle, will not go back up and check the far left got to pick up. Let's see if he remembers what was on the map stone. Yes, he does. Will not get it again, and now heads into the mini boss, and this will be pretty quick. He doesn't have C-Dash to just one cycle it immediately, but since he has Stomp, he can just redirect these shot projectiles back at him and take him out in 2 cycles. Oh, misses the Stomp on that one. I guess it's 3 cycles instead, but that's still fine. Gets the mini boss check out of the way. There will be no rendering to mini boss today for the Dedue. Let's see if it pays off or if it's just XP. It's an attack upgrade. I guess that is nice. Can give Sign some additional targets. Will help with some damage. Maybe even some mini boss stuff later. But for now, it's just nice to have. Not really worth the time investment. But hey, it's Rando. You don't know before you get it.
That is true. Fluffy is going to get his wall jump tree. Still only the 2nd tree for him. It's gonna be a toss-up whether he decides to take what he has and alt-R out, or if he's going to go up into Spirit Caverns. By the way, he is not alt-Ring out. It would appear to me like he is going to be the first of our 2 runners to go into Spirit Caverns. Decent amount of checks right there. Things we have not seen yet. Might even go up to the Charge Flame, up and around to the Charge Flame tree, if the Keystones are nice enough to do so.
Indeed, there is another door at the top, as you mentioned, so will need to find some extra keystones to progress up there. But on the other hand, I don't think that you checked this area before. So if something is in here, that might come into play soon. So far it's just XP. Let's see if anything else is here. Did you also, having already done the trek over to Double Jump Tree, there isn't too much left that you can do on the way to actual trees. So I think we are gonna get very soon into the phase where our runners aren't gonna do any more tree progress, but instead scour the dense areas, maybe Swamp Loop, to find some extra progression here.
Yeah, so unfortunately, there's no real way of getting to the Charge Flame tree right now just yet. Fluffy does not have the requisite keystones for this, and is not going to be able to break that blue wall unless we have blue wall and plant breakage. So for now, looks like he is going to go back to the grenade tree area and down to grenade tree as Dedew did before him, while Dedew is going to start going around the Grove area, not the Lost Grove area, mind you, which is not as fun, but the Hollow Grove area. Has a lot of plants, has a lot of things to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Did you quite get that C dash yet? I actually was paying more attention to Fluffy at that point. Doesn't look like it since he's still dash gliding around. So those plants are still locked for a little bit for him. I think we'll take like 2 more ability sets or something in
One
that.
more, I believe.
Yeah, 1 more even. All right. So.
But that's a 4th energy cell, and that's really nice.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of
goodness.
headache out of the way.
Zem, that could put the that puts progression vault in logic, doesn't it?
This is one of those questions about standard logic instead of expert. In expert, it would definitely. I'm not sure if you can quite get up without blue breakage. I think the air
You can from the other side with their dash and glide. I believe
the glide. You're right. The glide exists. See, our runners aren't the only ones always forgetting skills. So yeah, that is a thing. That is a logic. I hope there's progression there, Fugel. I totally agree with you.
So for people who might be a little confused, Progression Vault is the 4 energy door in Spider Sack area. Why do we call it Progression Vault? Well, because there's a very... It's confirmation bias, but there's totally always progression there. Hence Progression Vault. And with the skills that our runners have, the logic could expect them to go all the way around from the Moon Grotto Teleporter to go through Spider Sack backwards.
Indeed. Oh, did you finding double jump? There's our progression in the Swamp Loop. That is... And charge jump! Are you kidding me? Everything is just here. Alright, I do believe, besides 4 dungeon keys, that just was a go mode within 2 checks right there. Did you know having access to Storm Cancels, having access to charge jump, all of that? We are going to go very fast very soon here.
Yeah, and well, there's the Valley Teleporter. However, LostDedew accidentally hits the laser cutscene.
Alright, I think we're fine here. We technically don't need to go through this area again. I won't be surprised if Dedew does and forgets about the lasers, because it is absolutely impossible to remember those lasers are on. But yeah, with this, Dedew has easy left side access too. Obviously, once you get into Sorrow, it's fine too, since we have Glide. And there's the ability cell required for Charge Dash. And now things are getting fast. With having both Stomp and Double Jump, he can use Charge Dash without spending any energy in very quick succession. And you can already see him use that to break all the plants here in this area. This is very comfortable. This will also speed up getting up to the Stomp tree in the end. So Dedew is gonna be numing very soon here.
Yeah, Dedew can get all of the remaining right side trees, which at this point is Charge Flame and Stomp, except for the Bash tree, which we do need that Water Vein for. However, once we get our 6th tree, which for Dedew is going to have to be somewhere on that left side, we're going to find out if there is the Water Vein. The Water Vein, everyone! Yep. It's
the
right
water
there!
Vein. What clue? We're talking about Water Vein on trees, right? Well,
clearly.
That allows LostDedew to do all of his right side trees. Bash tree being both in logic and both accessible now. We can go to C flame tree very easily by just D-dashing through the wall below. So that is very comfortable too. We can see that you already going over here. Finally gets his fake flippers check out of the way. Alright, the fish stop it being annoying here. Did you finally getting that? But now Dedew is gonna be reaching tree 6 at any moment here over at the sea flame tree. And I'm interested to see, is it going to be the water vein clue, or are we finally gonna get our Gumon seal clue?
Who knows? Well, our runners will in a couple minutes, as will we. So Dedew's gonna be able to pick up that ability cell that Fluffy could not have gone through here originally. To not look to use keystones to get through this way, which means he'll have to go back around. Oh, or he's just gonna save scum that and leave. Which, ooh, with where he placed his save, that's really nice. Since there was nothing actually fully required in Spirit Sack and nothing he really wanted to keep. Spirit Sack, wow, Spirit Caverns. To be fair, Spider Sack didn't really have anything either, so both were equally as useless.
That's a good clue.
Wait a second,
let's hope
what?
for water escape.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we're getting the dungeon key chain here from Water Rain and Swarm to Gumon Seal again, so all the way to Sunstone and Fallout. This is the kind of content we've been looking for CGen, and you're already hovering over that Fallout. I don't think he's amused at all about this being where the seed wants him to go. But yeah, this is good stuff. That you now being able to head over to Ginso can do some cutscene skip and stack shenanigans here at the entry to save some of that. And Fluffy is kind of tracking behind. I'm not sure about the timings, but it seems to me it's basically still snowballing from the early game where we saw Fluffy kind of not knowing where to get his wall jump from, but so far he's been keeping up and our runners being basically doing the same pathing, the same decisions here. Fluffy's now gonna head over to Swamp Loop. We'll probably find both his double jump and his charge jump very soon, and then Fluffy will also be able to get go fast and find his water vein at the charge jump tree, all that good stuff. But
Charge jump tree?
Stomp tree. One goes up, one goes down, basically same skill, right?
Exactly. Both of them are plenty enough to break the walls in the Ginso tree because we don't have Bash, we don't know where Bash is, and there's no guarantee we'll really get it. However, that is going to... Oh, I was about to say that is going to make the, or they could find the Forlorn Teleporter in... You know what, Seed? Sure.
Sure. Fine, I guess. But it...
Okay,
oh, I can't believe, you know what?
That does make sense considering that if the Gumon Seal is also in Ginso, then having both the Ginso Teleporter, wow, I apparently cannot speak today. Having both the Forlorn Teleporter and the Gumon Seal in Ginso does mean that the Forlorn Teleporter is in Logic.
Yes, and that will put Sunstone into logic, because there is not a single check they can't get in there, right? And that means, well, this is a horror skill set right here, so the seed can be incredibly rude from now on if it wants to be. I don't think it will matter too much anymore, because this is a very comfortable skill set, and Fluffy now has the same comfortable skill set. I think once our runners get their ultra defense, they can do anything they want with this, but I really want... Yeah, it's right there. I really want to see this intended progression after the race finishes.
Well, so far our runners have been following the intended progression, just in general.
That is true. It's been not a lot of sequence breaking, or rather not a lot of sequence breaks that actually led to any big finds so far for our runners. So pretty neat here to kind of get an involuntarily showcase of what the logic can do to you so far. But yeah, Fluffy now picking up his water vein will also reach his 3-5 so far, just missing Sea Flame and Bash behind Dedew. And Dedew is starting his search for the Sunstone over here in Forlorn.
Getting another health cell is nice, considering that with our runners having what they have, if they're not going to stop looking for things once they have what they need to beat the game, if they don't find clean water, they're going to need at least 6 health or 5 health and ultra defense, or 4 health and ultra defense, really, in order to beat the seed. And, well, clean water can basically be anywhere except underwater.
Yeah, that is true. And did you also has something? Oh, hey, a charge flame. That is
Hey, blue plate
nice.
breakage!
I guess. Yeah, it's in logic plant breakage. Not that our runners really need that, but hey, it's nice to have. But yeah, this 7 health, once our runners have ultra defense, will also allow them to get into sorrow very easily with 2 charge jump damage boosts. So that's always nice to have. Did you accidentally exiting? So there's this really fun thing on KBM where your up button both enters doors and charges your charge jump. And Didier is probably really happy about that fact right about now.
Not going to go to the outside of Forlorn. There's not really a point to do so, because he knows that what he needs is inside Forlorn and not outside of Forlorn. This does mean that the Gumon Seal leading to the Horu Key, the Sunstone can only be past this door, which means on Wind Restored itself, or the plant, or the health cell.
Alright. For your sake, I'm hoping it's on the health cell. You did call it health cell before the race. I wanna see it right there. And yeah, also on the other side, Fluffy did actually find something that you skip, which is a fast dash efficiency, which basically doubles his energy pool for the sake of going fast. So that might give him some opportunity to do some catch up on this, just from getting all that extra speed. Not in Ginso in particular, there isn't a lot of space for going horizontally in here, but it is the option later on, if we, especially once we're going to Misty. And did you taking a bit of an unfortunate death here to the laser? Those cycles are all kind of wonky depending on what kind of movement you do. And it wasn't the health cell, but I'm gonna say that's close enough. The Sunstone right here in right side Forlorn.
Well, good thing they got Stomp so early, otherwise they'd have to go do the Forlorn escape to find out where Stomp or Grenade were to find Stomp to come back.
That would have been an even better seed. Now I'm actually sad that Storm was here, but no, let's give our runners this getting some stuff here. And now Didier setting up for Valley Kills Planescape, gets it with the Dash Glide method, so that will disable this kill plane until he reloads all dice, allowing him to just go down to the frogs, and then once he sets up for his rocket jump, he will just fly away to victory, or in this case to his grenade tree, cleaning a bit up so that he won't accidentally meteor kick another frog, but afterwards the upper frog setting up perfectly. Oh, it's walking away again. Please come back, frog, we need you right here, and up we go.
Yeah, Fluffy was going through the Ginso tree, but did not have the keystones to get to the Bash tree, which means that he might be stuck a little bit in. Oh no! When was his last save? Oh dear. So what happened with Fluffy is that Fluffy accidentally died while after skipping that Kuro cutscene, which meant he got soft-locked into a death loop.
Yes, indeed, and that death loop can basically be avoided with a frame-perfect LR, but then you also lose your kill plane skip, and I have to do all of that, and it looks like Fluffy is saying, alright, I'd rather start spamming? Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay, that means he will have to redo all of the stuff he had to do before. That unfortunately might be the nail in the coffin here. That was an incredibly unfortunate death there to the kill plane skip, but let's just see how this goes so far. There's still at least some execution left as the Dew is heading through Misty.
Yeah, this Misty is very simple for Dew to handle, just going through with all of the skills, all of the charge, dashing, the stomp canceling, going very fast. No need to worry about Bash because we have rocket jumps, and rocket jumps are great.
Indeed, they are, and we can already see this Misty. Well, it's the glide tutorial area, right? And our runners both have glide, so there will not be any problems traversing these spiky rooms. And with this, the Dew is coming up to his 9th tree here on the left, will be hitting climb tree, will get his third clue that he really needs now that he has all dungeon keys, and can then teleport back into the into Valley and just rocket jump back up, do some form of Sorrow Bash. Could even do that with a timed level up if he wanted to. His XP is set up great for that, but I don't even think he will need that. So we going up, and there's one tree left, and Fluffy is back to Valley and doing a backup save this time before the kill plane skipped, so there's no chance of a repeat from earlier.
Yeah. This is a really mean thing to miss if you do miss it. Going to meet Dew up here where these lanterns are. However, Fluffy is going to go back down as Dew is going up. And Dew is absolutely just going to damage boost through here. Rocket jump off this bird up into here and might do the SPS rocket jump. Or just Terror Break and prove me wrong, never mind.
I guess the Terror Break is a bit faster if you wouldn't get the SPS rocket jump first try, so totally fine. We'll reload here, or rather die with a charge jump, get the charge jump through its death, and away go the rocks. Has enough keystones to go through here, so no need to set up a tube or anything. Can even dash into spikes twice and get a nice ghost star here at the end, skipping another second or so. And with this, the Dew is up to his last tree and just has to teleport back to Swamp and go back into Haru and finish out the seed.
Yeah, Fluffy looks like is going to looked like he was gonna start trying to join Dew in Sorrow, is going to instead just go for this experience just in case it is something. It is an ability cell.
And he still needs those. He doesn't have triple jump, and he also doesn't quite have ultra defense yet. And ultra defense is kinda important if you want to do this damage boost method that you did, the spikes dealing 4 damage otherwise, and Fluffy doesn't have enough for 2 damage boosts with that. So he's gonna be doing that a bit more digging, getting those 3 additional, or maybe getting some health. So it's one of the two, either some health or some ability set to be able to just go up into Sorrow. But let's look on the left. The Dew heading over through Horror Fields without a problem. Can now reach the Horror Door any moment, and then it will be time for either Door Warp or Violence. And I kinda wanna see some Violence.
We will find out what the Dew chooses to pick once this cutscene is done. Fluffy is going to go through and grab a couple more things than the Dew. Still looking for things. The Dew is going to choose the Door Warp. Is not going to get it immediately. Might go for it again.
Yeah, and Door Warp being a load-dependent timing press, it is not easy to get, and just to add insult to injury, it becomes harder if you miss it the first time, because that's how our game works. But he's through, yes, on the 3rd try, and with this, we are into the final escape right here.
That we are. Now with the health that the Dew has, especially with triple jump and with ultra defense, the Dew will be absolutely fine going through this escape. Kuro is going to give us the Grove Teleporter of all things. Meaning the Dew doesn't really have any extra things to help in escape. Not that he really needs the help. Is going to jump over on the left, wait for this lava pillar to go down, charge dash through, stomp this floor, charge dash through this floor, take a single is going to die because he does need to take a single damage boost in that elemental room, considering that he does not have bash or grenade jumps and therefore can't get through the elemental room in a different fashion. If he takes 2 damage boosts in that room, however, he does have to kill himself and go back through the escape again, because otherwise he can't get through there accurately, because there is still water that is not clean that he needs to get through. He's back through. Decided to go over the top this time on the first damage boost, and he's through without having to do that. With 5 health and ultra defense, he will be able to get through this absolutely no problems.
Catlane's working nice out to kill those fish, and this part is very easy for him since he has glide, so he can just jump over that normally. And thanks to his triple jump, he does not need to do any flame racing on the rise time. GG, Dedew will be finishing first in this race. Let's get him some GGs.
That was fast.
I was sure fast lead, I agree. I mean, Dash being on the first pickup obviously helps, but there was also
Okay, that's
some...
fair.
There was also some great execution, especially that late game from Dedew. He just blazed through the latter half of the seat once he had his comfortable set, so very good showing here from Dedew. Meanwhile, let's have a look over into state 4. Fluffy gets his fall-on teleporter, gets his is soon back to his bash tree, and this time he should have some keystones with him, I would assume. Can't quite make that out. My eyes are bad, I'm sorry. But yeah, we are looking up to key dupe, only 3 keystones, so we need to go back all the way to the portal room at the start of the race, and
No.
then it is key dupe time, as the Dew on the left side is setting up for the last few inputs, or rather the last input. Oh no, Fluffy takes a dive at the portal room all the way back here. Us out, does not wanna deal with this duping, and the Dew finishing with an official time of 36:37. GG again. And it looks like Fluffy does not want to finish out this seed after that opening, has forfeited in chat, so that is totally fair. This seed has been absolutely mean to Fluffy, so let's give him some GGs too. He played that as well as he could after getting this random in the early game.
We're gonna see if we can't get both of them in here for some talking.
But while we are waiting on this to finish out, reminder, the Dew winning here will be facing the loser of the match this Saturday between Guard and Shave, will be advancing to the round 5, and that will be the last best of 1 he would have to win to finally get to that best of 3 stage. So let's wish him luck for that. Yeah, I think there is one more match coming up tomorrow too, right?
That would be correct. We have a match at 4 p.m. EDT on Speed Gaming 2, so this channel. It will be Sirius versus Fupio. And it does look like we have both of our runners in waiting to do some talking. Dedew, Fluffy, GG.
Thanks, GG.
So that's Sunstone Forlorn, huh?
I'm so glad we got to go to Forlorn. It never happens.
It does not.
Yeah, we did get a full dungeon chain this seed, not something you see all the way, but as much as matter, that opening, the glide dash grotto TP, have you had, let's maybe start with you, have you seen that one often before, and just how familiar are you with that, the kind of saves coming and multiple dropping back you have to do in this kind of opening?
I've gotten these kinds of seeds like 2 years ago when I was practicing for the last Random tournament, but I have not yet gotten like such seeds on like 3.0 logic. So I was kind of confused. I didn't know where to go. But yeah, not that many pickups that were in logic, I guess. So I ended up finding the right one, which was wall jump.
Yeah, and then finding both charge jump and double jump in the swamp loop was kind of the 1-2. How comfortable were you with like going towards trees after that point?
I was rushing trees pretty much, but I said like before the race that I was going to be playing safer than I usually would. So I was still checking a lot of pickups. That's why I went to Spirit Caverns and such. I didn't want to like miss Bash or I don't know, solo TP, which would have sped up the seed a little bit.
Yeah, finding that Valley teleporter was real helpful getting over to that left side.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna escape scam that pickup, and then I saw it was Valley TP, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the cutscene to finish and keep Valley TP. It's really nice.
And considering that that was your left side progression, was good to keep.
Yeah, definitely.
I have one more for you in particular, Dedew. You advancing, that means one of us gets to face the winner of Shay versus Guard, and the other one gets to face the loser of that one. Any preferences or predictions on who you will face for that next week?
I would prefer to to face Guard actually, because I predicted Shave would like get into the grand finals of the tournament, so hopefully he can win the upper bracket. And yeah, would be really exciting to fight Guard. I haven't like raced him that much, so yeah, probably gonna be a fun race. If he ends up losing, which I don't wish anyone to lose, but yeah, that would be my preference.
Yeah. So, Fluffy, finding wall jump when you did, how were you feeling about that?
I hated the start of that seed.
Oh no. It was not a kind
I've gone
seed.
it once. I've gone it once, like years ago, probably for the first rando tournament, and I have not seen an opening like that since then.
It was not kind. Even then, with all the movement, seed wanted you to go a very specific way.
I think it was a good seed. I think the opening just like activated like the tilt factor, and everything else just like the entire run just got ruined for me because of that.
That's
The
entirely
opening
fair.
just like it just got to me.
Now, with this race, that does mean that you are out of the tournament. Do you have any plans for continuing on with other categories of Ori, helping out with the tournament? What's your thought process going forward?
I might get back into trying to de-rust either all skills or 100%, but not like for a while. I have some other things going on that I need to take care of first, but eventually I'll come back to Ori.
Well, best of luck with where you go from here and all that. I think that about wraps it up. How's Em?
I don't have any more questions, so unless you have some.
No.
Alright, then that will be it for today and for today's matches. As a reminder, as we mentioned before, tomorrow at 4 PM EDT there's gonna be Sirius versus Fupio, commentated by both Cleanfield and Turtle on this very channel, so be sure to come again and watch that one. That's gonna be a great match. And speaking of Fupio, I wanna thank to our volunteers here, Fupio and 2Kill in the truck, providing us with stats and data, Fox for the restream, of course you, Poogle, for commentating with me, and our runners for putting on the show.
Well, and thank you for commentating with me as well, Zem.
It has been a pleasure, and I hope everyone else is having a wonderful morning, evening, night, wherever you are. And see you all tomorrow for more Ori tournament action.